Ladies and gentlemen, let's get our seats. Then we officially begin with our program. I now take this opportunity to welcome our Director of Fire and Rescue Services, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Tanui Stephen, who was our chief instructor. This particular cohort loves you so much and they hold you in esteem. Thank you for being part of us today. Thank you for joining us on this very, very memorable occasion. Our Director Welfare is on the way coming. She will also find us.
We thank you for today. We thank you for how far you have brought us from 2005, when we joined police, to this time we are still alive. Others have lost their lives. Others have lost their jobs. But for us, we are still serving the nation and serving you. We thank you, King of Glory. We call upon the Holy Spirit to come and be with us as we celebrate 20 years in service. Father, Lord, come and be with us. Whatever celebration we are going to do here, we need your glory, we need your grace, and may your name continue to be glorified. We thank you for those who are still on the way. Father, may you quicken their footsteps so that they don't miss the joyful moment that is going to take place here. We thank you and we glorify your name. Through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Come on, Jehovah, say it. Jehovah, you. Say it. I trust in you. In you. There you are. Oh, Lord. Jehovah, you. I trust. Say it. I trust. Tell me how to do it, y'all. In you. I believe. Say it. Say it. I believe you. I trust. Come on. In you. Oh, Lord. Jehovah, you. Where you at? Come on. Come on. I trust in you. I believe. Say it. I believe. You want to
know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm working in power. I'm working miracles. I live a life of favor.
Unonya emikugu change chisuse obuzito chitange embera njikoye amaziga gange gasangule nchimanyi tyolusingunyiza sasira ebyonono byange netaga gwe chayanira gwe mugwe mwe mu Yesu netaga gwe chayanira gwe mugwe mwe mfunye byange awo woli gwe mbanawe mamugumu ngasenyenya netaga gwe chayanira gwe mugwe mwe mfunye byange gwe tolinga bano.
Allow me first to welcome all the members of the organizing committee for this reunion party, with whom we have been moving together, meeting, discussing, programming, and doing many things. So allow them to introduce themselves so that we can have progress.
Okay, colleagues, First of all, welcome. I'm so happy that we have made it today. I'm called Benson Ojur. I don't have a rank. I left the force some years back after serving for 6 years, but I've refused to leave you. Even if you want me away, I am going
There is
to
somebody who asked, is that civilian still a policeman?
Yeah, so I now enjoy both sides.
You have answered
I enjoy the side of civilians, and I also enjoy here because if somebody touches me, I have people to call.
I greet you all in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I'm Rosemary Bironje. He is in Nyam Nyam. Currently, I'm working with Umeme, and in this committee, I've been working as a secretary. Nice seeing you. It is today, it's you, you've made it, and we are here because of you. We are proud of each one of us. The guest of honor, currently, we love you. Thank you for coming, Papa. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you. I love you all. Mwah.
My name is Miria Sayun. I'll do the detailed introduction when it comes to the squad introductions. I've been your CFO, the Chief Finance Officer, and I hope I've managed the finances so well. If at all your name is missing, please don't allow me leave this place. And I hope I've put your finances to good use. Otherwise, you're most welcome. Enjoy the day. It's because of you that we are here today.
Didasia Natukuma. I've been working as in quotes the Nanga of this committee. I've been a spokesperson, and I really thank God that we have tried our best. We have tried. It is you to say we have done great. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Maria Chelin Nangovi. I welcome all of you here after 20 years. On the organizing committee, I've been working as the chairperson of the budget committee under Mr. Chairman, and I've been the vice chairperson still of the organizing committee. Thank you. You're welcome. Guest of honor, we appreciate your coming. Thank you.
This is Leo Hillary. He has been a member of the organizing committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm called Ahimbiswegidioni Kamaranjara. I'm AIP by rank. Other things will come, they said, after we start, during SCOD level introduction. I have been a member of this committee. You are welcome. You are yet to enjoy our services.
We were the first and the last, maybe in one of the training school, and then the first in another training school. So you will agree with me in the course of our work here and there. We have encountered so many challenges which made some of our colleagues to lose their lives in one way or another, maybe at the course of their duties or otherwise. So please, I would request every one of us to stand on our leg, we stand up, so that we honor all our fallen colleagues who are not with us this afternoon. We would be happy if all of us, we were here celebrating 15 at 20.
Yeah. I'm going to request if you can remember any fallen member, just in 1 second mention her name. You can raise your voice. If there's a name that comes in your mind, you mention your name. Then at the end of it all, yes, please.
I have Kasikano Godfrey, Wandwas Rogers, Tagwana Winnie, Nafuna Sarah, Nambalirwa Shaira, Chirumira Muhammad, Twin Harriet, Aburo James,
Namirembe Mary, the late AIGP Kawes Andrew. We hope it is well with their souls.
May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Amen.
Amen. Wherever you go and you find 15th intake, you will see uniqueness in that officer. The way he speaks, the way he does his work, or she does her work, the way we relate with others, it's really special. My dear brothers and sisters, I commend you for the great work, for the discipline you're exhibiting outside there. Our CI, because of the discipline in these gentlemen and ladies, we have rose from the last rank. And I am happy to report to you that within 20 years, we have our colleagues who are now senior superintendents of police. We have more than 4 SSPs. You can imagine, just within 20 years. And we are still left with over 20 years to serve. And definitely, we shall have AIGPs in the next 20 years. These ladies and gentlemen, they are hardworking. Very, very, very hardworking. I have moved in more than 6 stations for some duties. But wherever I moved, and I got one of our intake mates, you will get a unique report on him or her. My only prayer to you, and my plea to all of us, let us always support ourselves in such functions, in many other events, wherever we are called upon. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, let us work as a family. Let us help each other. And let us continue with our discipline. Otherwise, thank you so much for supporting us. And thank you so much, our chief instructor, for having accepted to come and grace this occasion this afternoon. Your coming has really made a difference. You have seen how your children are excited. Please, we are proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to end here, and I wish you a successful and harmonious celebration of 15th in 20. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Thank you, Brother Angudezu Joseph, retired Commissioner
welcome.
of Police, Alfred Irungu. He's with
those
us
who
here.
didn't know, he's our patron. And I know there are some of us who left the training, minus seeing him, probably you're seeing him physically for the very first time.
He's our commandant, actually. He was our commandant, 15th intake.
And he's our patron.
And he's our patron.
Welcome,
so
sir.
What a lucky intake.
I don't wanna play more cause you're too far. You are 10 over 10. Ooh.
Naete mugula.
And you baby.
Naete mugula.
Never fall. I don't want nobody baby other than you. Yeah. You want 10 over 10 my love. I don't want nobody baby other than you.
Omugalo for the chairman. Omugalo, you people, don't be mean.
I don't want nobody baby other than you. Your love is like Ferrari.
Dear colleagues, many have died. We are still living. Not because we are powerful,
Mazima.
but because of the grace of the Lord. Let's give him a big hand clap. Turn to your neighbor and say, God loves you.
God loves you.
And you are privileged to be a member of 15th intake. You are almost welcome, our guests. You are almost welcome. I'm Agnes Indegemo. Police gave me the rank SP, but I still belong to 15th intake. That's the most important thing. The organizing committee, I appreciate you.
It has not been an easy task, but because of your resilience, because of your commitment, and because of your dedication, you have made this day happen. We shall never again celebrate 20 years in the force. It has come, it is passing today, and it will never be there. So I request you that whenever we have such functions, please celebrate with us, be part of us. We are in a world where social capital and the sense of belonging is most important.
Azima.
So if you don't belong anywhere and associate yourself with a particular group, then in most cases you're in a wrong place. Belong somewhere, identify yourself somewhere, and most importantly, be part of that group. Because being part of that group, you have to contribute, you have to be there, whether in bad or in good. It's now time for us to implore and call upon all our colleagues who are in Kamori to join us in full swing. Being in Kamori is good, but sometimes it's bad because you are not known. When people are celebrating, you feel it is theirs. No, let's embrace it. This is ours. You are either a member of 15th Intake or you are not for us.
I welcome you all here as the chairperson of Kabarie Investment Club, Kabarie 15th Intake Investment Club. So I'm here to report to you that the club has been in existence since 2021 and it has operated fully for 2 years. That is 2022 and 2024. We waived off 2023 because of the effects of COVID-19. So we allowed members to reorganize themselves and then we resume the contributions. So the club, where each member contributes 50,000 shillings per month to create a pool where we have to invest the money and be able to support ourselves both in the long run and in the short run. Currently, the membership fee is 100,000, and it is paid once for a member to join. At this point in time, I would like to report to you that the club currently has a membership of 40 people, and by now we have contributed over 20 million shillings. And last July, we had our first AGM, where we had to elect our leaders, and we have an executive committee of 5 members who are elected by the members of the club. And on top of that, we have 3 other members who support the executive committee. So last July, where we had our first AGM, we elected the team that is on, and it is supposed to run for the next 2 years. So in July this year, we are going to have another AGM, and we invite each one of you, whether you're a member or not a member yet, please. We've gone into investment. We are currently doing soft investments, where we are dealing in investments that have to do with money. We've not yet bought hard assets like land and whatever. But we invested in government securities. Those are bills and bonds. We invested 11.7 million shillings. And we managed to do the first 3 months. That's a tenure of 91 days. And we managed to make a profit of 400,000. And of course, they deducted withholding tax, and we remained with part of it. We've also gone ahead to invest in unit trust. We have put 20 million shillings. We are investing with Britam. It is a fund manager and as well as an insurance company. So we intend to be adding our subscriptions each and every month, or as and when we collect at least 2 million shillings, we add on. Out of that investment, we are supposed to earn about 12.74% per annum. So our money and our interest is supposed to be compounded each and every year or each and every month. So in that investment, we are able to see how much we make per day and then per month. So with those two investments so far, we are actually doing well. So we encourage you members to come and join us. So we have other initiatives that we are looking at. We are looking at giving soft loans to the members to be able to sort a few issues to do with 2 million shillings, 5 million shillings, 1 million shillings. We should be able to support members on that. So, and we also want to save you from those exorbitant interest rates from the financial institutions. Of course, they are not bad, but we really feel like we need to save ourselves from that. We are also looking at a welfare fund for our members, where we should be able to support in bad times and also in good times. For instance, if a member loses a loved one, for instance, a spouse, a child, a parent, even themselves. And also when a member is probably critically ill or has any other financial constraint that is really that people around them should support them in. So we are looking at those two initiatives, and we are going to discuss them in our next AGM. And if members appreciate, they will pass those ideas, and we should be able to run them in the next year, which will start in July 2025. So at this point in time, I really invite all of you to join the investment club, because it is the financial arm of the intake. Come and we grow it. Even if we admire other clubs or circles of other groups, we do not belong there. So let's grow our own, and we support ourselves in-house. So we are looking at growing the investment club to a level where we can be able to give support also to members who are not of the intake. That, for instance, if we grow the financial muscle or the capital, other police officers should be able to come and borrow from us, and then we should be able to make money that should be able to support us in the short run and also at retirement. So that is what we are looking at as a club. So I invite all of you to join the club. We have a few members of the club, especially the executive. We have our able secretary there, Mr. Kauka Anthony. Kindly stand up and wave to the people. We also have our service provider, that is Mr. Benson Ojul. He has already supported the IT section. We've developed a lot of things. We are actually online. You can bank your subscriptions from wherever and whenever. You can get an e-receipt. You can get a monthly statement, and you look at how our account is performing. And that gentleman, Ojul, has done a lot of work. We have built a database where we've captured members' particulars from your own particulars as a member. We've registered your next of kin. We've registered your beneficiaries and any other information that is about you that we really have to use at the time when you have to put in your claim or when you have to get your benefits from the club. So also other members of the club who are present, we appreciate your coming. Yes, we have our finance officer, that is Mr. Gideon. You've done us proud. You've been able to update members as and when they need to know what is taking place with their money. So thank you so much. That is what I have for you today.
Chama chetu chita wanyoa watenga kazi awanyoa chiweme wale walevi chiro ya grupu cha Rugangara. 1, 2, 3, call away. When we are remembering our friends who passed away, there is something that came into my mind, and I felt I should share because I may not get the chance to share it. It's in a story, but we need to learn something. 3 men had no money. He had little money in the pocket. Money they had was they were still debating whether they should buy food or transport. Because it was little. If they buy food, they will not walk. If they walk, they were now debating. So, as they were walking now, debating and thinking of what to do, they got a sack of gold. And they were happy. They knew they are now rich. They are going to buy cars. They will eat enough food. They will have everything. So the little money they had, they picked it. They gave to one person that, please, this, now we have gold already. This is enough. Go and buy food. So this man went to buy food. It was some distance. So when these 2 people remained, they said, this gold may not be enough if we take it 3 people. So they planned that this man, when he comes back, we strangle him, we eat the food and take the gold. How many? 2 people. Now, the other man, when he went to buy food, he said, this gold here is not, it may not be enough if we share 2 people, 3 people. So let me poison this food, and when they eat, me, I will pretend as if I have eaten. When they eat, they die, I take this gold alone. So when all of them planned their move, and it worked. So when the man arrived, of course, they started on him, pounced on him, they strangled him. The man was pleading, I have children, I have, please leave me. They said, no, you can't share this gold. Now, they strangled him and put the body there. But because they were hungry, they rushed to the food. And all of them died, and the sack of gold remained. I want to tell you this. We have been remaining our colleagues, but tomorrow we are not here. We are in offices, I always see people colliding. CID, traffic, colliding. You are not meeting. I can't greet Jakurama. We are in this world as if we are going to take anything, even a single coin. We are all going. That sack of gold will remain. That car you are driving is going to remain. That product you are bought is going to remain. We must love each other. Because there is nothing we are going to take. That's the message I wanted to pass today. That we are remembering them, but we are also going. So when you go back, don't fight with anybody. Don't. Love him, support him, raise him. When he advise. But I always see people colliding. Even when you make a phone call of someone, you are in like now in city, you call that, sir, I have a problem. My vehicle has. You don't want to. When a police officer calls you, even if you are in CID, traffic, when you hear it is a police officer, please, listen, help, because we are all going to leave everything here. That's the message I wanted to pass. So that when we go back, let's love ourselves. And I want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for loving this. Let's stay together. Next time, we need to be at least 500. So, Sayunu, thank you very much. At least the song I remembered, I brought it. Asante sana.
Andabamu binene mtate enensi ne bwebe kulaba mu kitono mukama kulaba mu bitole binene ebitangazibwa nebirabibwa mu ggulu gyotalaba binene ebisindikibwa binaba bibyo awatali kuvuganya binene ebitangazibwa nebirabibwa mu ggulu gyotalaba binene ebisindikibwa binaba bibyo awatali kuvuganya binene binene nnyo Katonda byakulabamu ne bwoba mutono nga Dawudi mu Mukama Goliaso omumega bakulaba ng'ekitagasa naye Mukama akulaba mu mwana kwafiira lw'olibeera Danyeri mu mpologoma eziruma ennyama wala eziri kuzira lw'olibeera ku nnyanja watayitika ku lulwo Mukama alikoleteka.
I said when we joined, we're like 1,500. But I think we passed out around 1,200, around there. Although I don't know the exact number. Currently on the forum, we are 674 personnel. On the forum, we have colleagues that have been on the leadership part. Then we have the general forum for everyone. On the leadership part of it, we had His Hamilton, who was the chief mobilizer. Unfortunately, he's not here because his son broke the arm and he's somewhere in the hospital. We have Atine, who has been our general secretary. We have Ogwal Jimmy, who has been our treasurer, and he has also transitioned to the next leadership. But now we have 15th intake as an association with an account in the DFCU. And this account has around 2,627,354 shillings, to be exact. The reason as why we have this account, I do encourage you members that let's have this forum with a purpose, apart from making fun. That why can't we have a minimum figure of each individual? Then when we have someone who has an issue, instead of running a drive, the treasurer and those concerned just go to the account, withdraw money, and send to that person. Then we don't have issues of having drives. And it should be standard figure for everyone. If we can all buy that idea, it will save us from all the time running here and there, writing write-ups on the forum, so and so has maybe gotten a problem, so and so needs a medical support or something of the kind. So, during our tenure of leadership, although we have not been 100%, but at least we have had a good number of people turn up for paying condolences, for supporting other colleagues. We used to raise less than maybe 1 million, but now we can go up to 2 millions plus, sometimes even 3 millions, depending on how that person is known to others. But we want to remove that issue of known and being unknown. We want to have one standard figure. You will also realize that before we took over office, we did not have proper record keeping. But now we have a link where as an individual, when you tap in, you are able to know how many times you have contributed for a particular cause. So I want to thank you people, and most especially people who have worked towards that, in ensuring that our record keeping has been up to standard. So with our leadership, we came up with a working document. We are yet to review other clauses in that document, and we have a standard one. We have also recruited more members on the platform. You remember when we had joined, people were less. But now when you look at the platform, we are like 674. And we are looking forward to having more members join us. We also introduced a system of sending SMS. Whether you have a Kabiriti phone or you're on a smartphone, at least you will receive a message informing you of a particular cause that you are supposed to contribute for. And we want to thank the technical team, especially the IT expert who has been our man, Benjamin Ojur. The legal team that drafted the constitution, we also want to thank you under the Mr. Ansele Mugisha. You worked so tirelessly with the other members to the extent that we have now a working document. Alongside that, of course, we also had challenges. And one of the challenges was when someone has an issue, he doesn't know whom to contact first. You just put it on the forum. Yet it's supposed to be a normal procedure. Whom do you contact and who should pass that information onto the forum? So I call upon all of you as members of this mighty intake that let's trust the next leadership, and whichever reform or reforms they come up with, it is for our own good. It's good to have a platform which is purposeful, apart from making it fun only, such that in the next 10 years, as we retire, we still can afford to come around and enjoy as we are enjoying today. The next chairperson, I request you that maybe you put someone in place who will be receiving information from the main forum or from the affected colleague and is able to communicate, such that it's only one person to communicate to the others, not just all of us communicating. Like I've said, we want to avoid where we have drives. So let's think big and have a standard figure where everyone can contribute the minimum figure and be able to avoid issues of having drives whenever we have issues. But at least the treasurer, the chairperson, and the secretary can be able to go to the bank, withdraw money, and send to the affected person. In case we don't have issues, that money can still be carried forward and be used for different purpose than having drives. You have realized that in the previous few months, we have had like around more than 5 drives. And it affects the last person or the person who has not been very cooperative, but he qualifies to have gotten the support from us. For example, if you are not popular and you have a challenge. But if we have a standard figure, we only go to the bank, pick if it is 2 million, we give that person. The other thing also I want to encourage the new leadership is to establish a proper disciplinary procedure. You realize that there are some members who may not be good when they are communicating to others. Sometimes they are harsh. Sometimes they have just propaganda which is not important. So we need to bring those people to order by having a serious disciplinary committee. And we should continuously have that team spirit and support one another. You remember at one time when we lost one of our colleagues, that is Namirembe Mary, we have a daughter that we contributed money for, and I know Miria has details about it. I do pledge that let's continuously support that daughter and she go through her normal and formal education. That will be our achievement. So I'm calling upon all of you members, let's embrace this association. Let's embrace the intake. It is us. It shouldn't be them. Because when you're in leadership, it is us, not them. And so long as you're a member of 15th intake, then it means you are us, not them. As we begin the 21st year, let's think outside the box. How best can we mobilize ourselves to do something better, even after or before we retire or after retirement, we still come together and celebrate our achievements. I saw this for God and my country. Thank you.
Our chief guest, Director, Welfare and Production, Uganda Police Force, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Hadija Namotebi. I take this opportunity to welcome you into this venue where 15th intake police cohort, we are celebrating our 20th year of service, for which we have called our 20th anniversary. I implore our incoming chairperson to give a summary in his speech to you of what we have so far handled. I invite our incoming chairperson, Senior Superintendent of Police, Twinamasiko Gode.
Our chief guest, the Director of Welfare and Production, the Director, Fire Safety and Rescue, our patron, DPC Chira, colleagues, and our family members present, I greet you all. I'm called Twinamasco Goddess, a superintendent of police, and currently I am the head of homicide department, that is CID headquarters. Today, I'm honored to stand before you and humbled by the trust you have placed in me and the entire team, that is leadership, to serve you as your leaders. As we gather, I'm aware of the immense potential which lies within each and every one of us. So as we embark on a new journey, one that promises transformation, or one that will transform our lives socially and economically, let us look at so far where we have come from, where we have witnessed most of our members struggle. That is, can be economically, financial hardships, lack access to opportunities, and struggle to make ends meet. But as I stand before you today, I can assure you that those days are behind us. If we emphasize hard work, and above all, we work together with one voice as members of 15th intake. Despite the disparities that we have in ranks, social status, and other differences, but I implore all of you to come on board and we work for our own good. Our intake, the chief guest, is more than just a gathering of individuals. It's a collective force of members who are willing to work tirelessly to create a brighter future for ourselves, our families, and our communities. And indeed, we can achieve all that if we continue working together. Firstly, what are we now intending to do? Firstly, we are planning to adopt a system of social contributions with necessary adjustments, because these social contributions have been ongoing, but with necessary adjustments where each member will continue to contribute a small amount as needed. The frequency of contributions will be determined by the annual general meeting or executive committee meeting. So my predecessor, you talked about that, but we have that in plan. These contributions will be used to support our colleagues in times of need, whether healthcare or financial emergencies. When I talk of financial emergencies, like the way we have been carrying out drives, whenever we could lose our loved ones. Secondly, we will support the management of our investment club, because I know we have an investment club in place, and we shall take a firm decision on the operationalization, that is of the 15th Intake Association. I know there have been some doubts, but we are going to see how we can streamline and make it functional. Of course, we are going to encourage more members to pool resources, join the investment club, so that way, and then we see how we can generate more income. These initiatives will not only transform our individual lives, but also have a ripple effect on our communities. If we do this, what do I mean? We will create jobs. We will stimulate economic growth and inspire a new generation. I know it will not be easy, but we shall make it easy. It will require sacrifice, dedication, and perseverance. So it requires us to work together, to support each other, and hold each other accountable. So I ask you, colleagues, to join me on this journey. Madam Chief Guest, without further ado, allow me to thank the Electoral Commission, that is for 15th intake. Otherwise, members, I'm available and I'm willing to serve to your expectations. With those remarks, allow me to say, for God and my country. Thank you so much.
I want to take this opportunity to now bring forward the names. We had our elections, which took place from 20th to 22nd. It was an online one. I know it was a little bit new to most of us, but I'm happy when he said it was fair. It took 3 days. It was an online one that you were allowed to vote even at night. And most of us voted, because I know 285 people voted. We are less than that here. And we came up with our chairperson as Twinamasiku Goddess. We had the one who was with him in that race, Kanyesime Elias. I don't know if he's around. I'm so happy he gave us that opportunity to have him in our ballot papers. We are going to call all the 5. Then they will give us a list, because in our system, we have the 5 main exco, and then they adopt other members. So the chairperson is Twinamasiko Goddess. The vice is Chigozi Lamek. He was in this run with Agnes Amon. We had Atine Richard Olugo as the General Secretary, who was unopposed. We had the tightest race which was the Treasurer. I remember it gave me a little bit of an headache, and I had to go back to the form to the outgoing exco and ask, what if we get a tie-up? What do we do? But I'm happy we, I think, got a difference of around 7 votes, which means it was tight. So we have our treasurer now as Ogwal Jime. He was in this with our sister, Beatrice Draro. And then we have the chief mobilizer, Ojulong John, who had the other person was Kisa Milton, who pulled out almost on the last day of the elections. Then we have Ejiko Joseph as welfare mobilizer or welfare secretary, but he's in Moroto. He did not manage to travel. And therefore, allow me present to you these members through our legal, and I hope our legal will now do his part. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Daisy. And thank you very much, the chief guest, for accepting our invitation today. We are indeed honored, because not everybody you invite the chief guest accepts. As the EC clearly stated, this is just a transition of leadership. But we are not saying that now the old team has finished their duty. They should go and rest. No. For us, we have one belief, that 15th intake is a family that joined the Uganda Police Force on 29th of January 2005, and will continue to serve, and will continue to be together until, I can borrow that word if I'm allowed, until God says, bye to wherever each one is going. My duty, and the EC duty here, is very simple. Before you hand over, they have to accept first. You never know, that man may say, please, that seat of yours is too hot. So there are two things. The unity we need as Uganda Police and 15th intake, and for the service of this country. Some people in sales because of these forums we have, because of the misbehaviors. So it is your responsibility to put controls, to guide us so that we don't go astray. If you lead us astray, I believe the chief guest is there. Our patron is there. Before I'm summoned, you'll be summoned to say that, please, what is 15th intake doing? So this is your role. So don't lead us into disunity, lead us into unity, and so that we can better serve this country, Uganda. You see, Uganda is our home. Whether you go into exile, Uganda remains your home. So I call upon you, the incoming, first give us your acceptance with your team before you swear in into office.
Thank you so much. On the behalf of the incoming team, we do accept the new responsibilities that we have been given as leadership, and we are willing to serve diligently for the betterment of our intake and the country at large. So help us God.
Thank you. Now that you have accepted the office, we'll first take a small oath.
I, Chigozi Lamek, do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that I'll truly and faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and trusts reposed in me as vice chairperson. So help me God.
Would require the whole executive committee to do a handover to you as a team. They first tell you what they have done. They tell you what was the expectation. They can able tell you what they were intending to do that is better, that you need to do.
Have a disciplinary committee that will check those ones who would wish to take us in disunity. Would also wish that instead of having drives, we come up with a minimum figure where every individual would contribute, and we are able just to pick that money and give to those who are in problems. And 4, not to disband what was already put in place. Thank you. What I'm handing over here is 1, the Constitution of 15th intake, the register. I'm handing over a checkbook. This is the Constitution in there. This is the 15th intake register. I'm handing over a checkbook of DFCU Bank for the association. I'm handing you over a mini statement from the bank which has 2,627,554 shillings hard cash. What you only need to do is to change the signatory. Plus these men who have transitioned from my leadership to yours. So they also cross over.
So it's not only a handover of power. She has ably said it. She's around for any time you need her for guidance. Kindly utilize that chance. Thank you. I hand over to the incoming. Our duty, my duty and Benson stops here. Allow us to take our seats and take over the mantle.
Now let me take this opportunity to read the names of leaders who were selected by the executive. Ms. Kisa Claire, head legal. I have Draru Beatrice, PRO, for the intake. Mr. Angudezu Joseph is the deputy legal. Mr. Ojur Benson, advisor. Then we have Adil John Joseph, advisor. Then I am Siwe Gideon Kamaranjira, advisor, technical stroke ICT. We have Dr. Bwambare Penehas, that is the outgoing chairman, but we have selected him as medical stroke health services, that committee. Then we have Ms. Ajilong Esther, medical matters. Then we have Uwa Maria Chantal, advisor, that is women affairs. Then Okure Gabriel, advisor, finance matters. Mr. Otto Roman, advisor, that is training and career development. Then we have Mr. Mozi Alevius, that is ex-official. He is a former chairman, elder. Then we have Katabazi Godfrey Ronald, ex-official, that is chairman emeritus. Then we have Shanice Hamis, elder advisor, ex-official. She was also a vice chair. Then we have Ndegemo Agnes, ex-official, that is the outgoing vice chairperson. Then we have Namata Robina, deputy general secretary. Then we have Ms. Mateke Sarah, deputy chief mobilizer. Ms. Nangobi Maria, deputy welfare secretary, welfare matters. At the same time, she is the serving chairperson, investment club. We have Mr. Mukombe Stephen. Now this is the committee, that is disciplinary conflict resolution. We have Mr. Mukombe Stephen, head conflict resolution and disciplinary committee. On the committee, we have Namirembe. Then we have Ms. Sayuni Miria. Mr. Tumwesje David is also a member. That is now the committee, conflict resolution and disciplinary. Then representatives at the directorate level. We have Mr. Natumaya Nelson, representative, directorate of CID. Chiza Edgar, directorate of CI. Then Achora Jennifer, representative, directorate of traffic. Mr. Angus David is the representative of operations, command and control. Mr. Mushabe Nelson, representative, ex-police officers. The representative forensic directorate, we are going to nominate, we're going to select someone at later. Asante sana. I request you to go back and sit and you wait for the next command.
Assistant Inspector General of Police, Tanui Stephen, was our CI. So he was responsible in shaping us. He's responsible for who we are militarily in police service as 15th intake. So we hold him in high esteem. There is no way how we could hold such a function without him. Secondly, is retired Commissioner of Police, Irungo Alfred, who is our patron. He was our commandant when we were doing our training in PTS Masindi. We love you so much as an intake, and we shall always be there for you when you also need us. God be with you. Our next item, we shall have remarks from none other than our patron, Afande Alfred. I request now you come and talk to us.
Let me first of all request everybody to stand up and we observe 1 minute of silence in recognition of the departed members of our team, namely the late AIGP Kawesi, who was my deputy, Madam Daifa, other instructors, and our colleagues, the trainees who departed from us. Let us observe 1 minute of silence. May their souls rest in peace. Let me first of all congratulate you, upon this long journey of 20 years of service. Some have fallen by the way, others are still hanging on. I want to thank all of you, even those who left, but at least, as our chief priest said, Madam Aisha Zikulave, that we have to thank God that we are still breathing. So let us thank God that we are still breathing. And I also want to thank in particular those who are still hanging on despite the challenges. Some have been frustrated looking at their friends. Some of them were already senior superintendents and others, whatever. Then for them, they are still constables, but still they are there serving. I want to thank everybody for that. On a personal note, I want to thank you for the party you held in my recognition when I was on my retirement in 2022. We were somewhere in Namugongo, and you gave me a very big gift. I cannot forget. So I want to thank you. It was only you and members of Research and Planning Directorate who at least honored me and made for me parties to say goodbye. So I don't take that for granted. I want to thank everybody for the contributions you made and the gifts you gave to me when on my retirement. Briefly talking about your training, a few things that I still remember that actually were a bit funny, and one of the things is that when I used to talk to you, I used to encourage you to pay a rap. You remember I used to tell you that first of all, you had the advantage that you had been tested for HIV. So I was encouraging you that instead of waiting to go, especially the ladies, my daughters, that instead of going into the field and you are confused by old men like me, some of whom are even maybe already infected, it's better you pay a rap from here. So I want to thank the first family. Okay, you are so many. Let me thank all of you who took my advice and you have been able to stay together all this long and you have children. I'm happy to hear that you even overtook me in the number, because for me I have only 4. But for you, I've gone ahead even to have 6, 7, and 8. Another thing I remember is the first day you were brought for the commandant's address. The first day, you remember, I rejected you and I said I cannot talk to people who are bleeding. You were brought being rolled in the whatever, from the other side up to the commandant's office. When I looked at you, I saw younger people bleeding on the elbows, on what. I said, I cannot address such people. But I was blamed by my instructors. They said, they should know from today that the office of the commandant, you don't just walk there. That's why we treat them like this. I said, no. But even if that's the intention, but I cannot address people who are bleeding. So I made another point. I said, okay, you bring them back tomorrow after 2 days. But this time, just match them. I don't want them to be rolled and come here when they are bleeding. So I remember that. Then another one is when Mr. Tanu took you for the introduction to camp in Cavalier. I remember that day I was in Kampala because we were the ones who were opening up Cavalier. You remember? The place was bushy. There were so many snakes. And the 2 of my instructors had been bitten by snakes. Fortunately, no student was bitten by a snake. So I'd come to Kampala for the antivenom. And it was not anywhere in Uganda. They had to make an order from Nairobi. So I had to wait in Kampala for 2 days. I said, I'm not going back to Masindi unless I have the what? The antivenom. So when I was there, there is a man who was, you remember those workers who were working on the water and so on. There is a man from my village. He called me, he said, Afando Lieyo, they are killing people's children here. You come back with the coffins. What they are doing to people's children here, you are not, but they are going to kill children here. You bring coffins as well. I said, no, that is part of the training. But I thank Mr. Tarui that he made you, because when I asked him, why do you do this? Because I personally, we didn't do military. Our squad, for us, we trained here in Kampala. We just went to Masindi for range. We never did the military, so we are never rolled and what. So when I was asked this, they said, we have to break them and remove the Wanainchism from them and turn them into security officers. That's the purpose. And I understood it. So on the issue of pairing, I remember when I used to encourage you and talk to you about it, one instructor went and reported me to the IGP, then Katumba Amala, that the current commandant is encouraging students to have sex in the school. I said no. So the commandant, the IGP, summoned me to Kampala to go and explain the allegation he had had. I said, no, it is true. I'm encouraging these people to pair up from there. I'm not encouraging them to have sex as such, but to identify, suitors they can marry, they can get married too, but not necessarily to have sex as it has been alleged. He said, oh, I can see your point. I think you're a good father. I said, yes. So I'm happy that some of you, my advice bore fruit and you are still together. Then one other incident which I remember, which is a bit funny. The senior woman instructor, the late Daifa, came to me and said that the girls are complaining that during that campfires at night, boys caress them, they push hands under their what, and so on. So I called the girls alone. You remember the girls? I said, okay, you bring me those girls, and I talked to them. The next day, what do I hear? That they put soap, they tied the soap in towels, and they hit the two girls who reported. That for them, they enjoy. Why are they reporting to the commandant? The two girls who had reported were touched by their colleagues who were enjoying the caressing. I'll never forget that incident. For me, I was thinking I was protecting my daughters from hungry younger hyenas, the boys. Instead for them, they were enjoying it, and they even beat the two girls who I don't know whether the two girls are here who were beaten. I remember one was from Soroti, was a Mutesa, and another one was from, I remember the one from Soroti, but I've forgotten the name, who was a Molokole. You remember her? In the game, whom did you beat? You beat one of your colleagues because they reported. That was some further part of the training, which I remember very well. I want to thank you for your professionalism, because I'm proud. Everywhere I go, you hear supervisors talking about 15th intake. They say 15th intake. Actually, they say the 13th, 14th, and 15th intakes, I think, are the best. Are the best officers they have in the units, the 13th, 14th, and 15th, although they put much emphasis on the 15th. So I want to thank you. I know, Madam Hadija, you are not... I think you were in the 13th, isn't it? Yes. I know Madam Hadija was in the 13th, so... But they said the 15th is better. So I want to thank you for exhibiting that professionalism and taking seriously the training that we gave you. Now, as a patron, I'm concerned about the attendance of these functions. And I think I even pointed out to Rosemary and Dr. Wambal and others. I said, why is it that I always see the same people? You are over 900. But I always see whenever we have a reunion, I see the same faces, the same people. Why? So I think the new management, Mr. Trinamaseko, try to look into it to see how you can encourage more people to attend this function. Because we hold it every year. So next year I want to come back wherever we shall be, when we're at least 200 or 300. at least for the beginning, such that next time it is important that you come together. Then on the investment club, I would like to urge you to join this club. These investment clubs, one of the advantages is that not all of us have entrepreneurial skills. But if you can contribute money, it's also one way of saving. Because at the end of it, when you want to withdraw, they will give you your money. And when there are benefits, you'll also recoup from the benefits. So I would encourage you, because you are so many, just to have about 40 out of about 900. Please try to join this investment club. It will be beneficial to you in the long run. It is one way of saving and one way of investing. Also, the investment club also try to draw strategies and means to try and attract more people into the club, working together with the leadership. Then coming back to the theme of the day, they sent me the theme of the day as, is it strategic planning for what? Strategic planning for a better future. That it is a question of understanding what you are and who you are presently, and what you would like to be in 10 years from now. What do I want to be 10 years from now? One of the things you have to do is to understand yourself and eliminate those habits, friends, and other things that have been leading you into wasteful expenditure and extravagant life. And embrace friends. Somebody talked about social capital, networking, and also being focused on what you want. It is important. So for me, I planned my family, and I got my last born when I was 34. 34 years is when I produced my last born. And those who attended my farewell party, you saw that young man with beards I came with, the one who came driving me. I think even talked on behalf of the family and thanked you. That young man with a lot of beards. He graduated in 2018. So now, as people, some of my colleagues are still struggling with the children because the pension is too small. Some of my colleagues have children in the primary. Others are retiring with pregnant wives. And I wonder how they are going to look after those children. So for me, I always give myself as an example that for me, I was focused. I said I'll have, and I already produced 4 children. And I told my wife we already had 3 girls. And I told her that this last one, the 4th one, whether it's a boy, whether it's a girl, I'm not adding. If you want another child, you can find it. But for me, I'm stopping with this one. So have a dream of what you want to be, such that you draw means, you devise means of trying to achieve what you want to be. So, with those few words, let me take this opportunity to invite the director, your former chief instructor, to make his remarks. And after that, I request him to invite the chief guest to address us. Mr. Tanuith.
Wouldn't be happy tonight. My day Yankee tonight.
I think I don't need to be introduced myself even. For the sake of this function, I am AIGP Stephen Tanui, the Director, Fire Prevention and Rescue Services, Uganda Police. First of all, I'm honored to be here today. It was yesterday, very late. No, it was Friday. Very late. I saw one of you limping and knocking my office. I said, oh. I was concerned. I said, oh. do I know this person? So only to see one of you whom you sent with an invitation letter. So I welcomed her. I didn't know that the letter she was carrying was meant for this function. I was just ready to serve her because she had come with a letter. And the person whom I knew 20 years ago. So immediately I opened the letter, I said, a function? You have a function on Saturday? I had so many programs. So I said, for the sake of this function here, of 15th intake, I must attend. I have a lot of attachment to this group than many other groups. And I want to share with you. It is the time when we went to, the first time we crossed from Butiaba training school. We trained the cadets in Butiaba, and the former director, the late director of training, the name is running, the late Mr. Nabongo, informed us that from Butiaba, you are crossing to Masindi PTS. So when we arrived there, we found this group was already in the training school, the military barracks. But they used to go early in the morning to go and try to clean Kabaye, a bushy area. So when we went for a meeting with the commandant of the school, so he briefed us. But when we went to that place, we told them we can no longer go back to the barracks. For us, we are deciding to camp here. Bushy as it was. But, in military training, you cannot, if you start abruptly, the students may not finish that introduction of the camp. So when we analyzed the whole of all the students who were there, they were not fit for that introduction to the camp. So we sat down and said, okay, can we give them time? Let's accept them to be going from the barracks to go and clean the place, they come back, but when we were monitoring, so we monitored for 2 weeks. At the same time they were eating, they gave them a lot of food, but they didn't know what we were planning for them. So it is a long journey. So I want to say, first of all, today when I came here, it is long when I met these people, but I want to thank you for being very healthy. All of you are very healthy. You have really kept your bodies. That is the discipline of the mind and discipline of the body. Thank you for having kept that spirit. Secondly, I have admired the way you are organized. For you, you are not seeing yourself as if you are organized, but you are better than many intakes. There are those who have never even tried to have an association. They are there. I cannot tell you. There are many. But where you are going, you are on the right track. The patron is right to say that you are slow on investment. Because out of 900 people, you cannot have about over 140. 40 only on investment. You people, you are going to retire badly. That is a journey for retirement. Wake up wherever you are. go for that club of investment. We have seen our friends who are retiring badly. We don't want to see you in that category. Save however little you have. And it is now, not tomorrow. If you are sleeping, it will be bad. The government will pay you salary. You will get your pension. You will smoke it. And at the end of the day, you are crippled. That is where to resort to. That is where you are seeing even the government itself is saying go to SACCO. What about your working class? Move faster and form that investment club. Add the money there. There are intakes which are doing very well. The one I trained in Butiaba, those ones are already rich. That is the intake of AIGP Cafero. Those people have money. There is another one again. Even the one of DPC here. Those people have money. Please save. I want to appeal to you to continue being disciplined persons. You have tried, but continue being a disciplined human being. Discipline in the mind, discipline in the body. Even when you are eating, be a disciplined person when eating. That's why you see me, I can't even run. But if you harass food, anyhow, at 40 you will be finished. So check yourself. Do exercise. I remember training you. I was almost. I'm now old, but that time I was too sharp. Respect one another. I've seen you have some respect here. That is what is making you go ahead. Respect one another. There is no useless person. Everybody is important at one time, one day, one morning. I know you have come from far. 20 years is not a joke. It is total sacrifice to reach there. Our job is not a simple one. Law enforcement is not a simple one. You must be honest. You must be responsible. You must be trusted. Mr. Irungu here talked about social capital. You may not have money, but you are social capital. You as a person. When you are seen as so and so, what does a member of public expect from you as a person, not as a group? If they say Simon, what does that name of Simon carry? If I went to Simon, will I get the truth? Or it will backfire? So that is trust there. You may not have capital, but you have social capital. Wherever you go, people will need you. Always be responsible. Before you do anything, check yourself. I'm happy. Most of you who came, you are really very smart. I think those who remain, they are not smart. Oh, you prepared for the day. Eh? Yeah, when somebody sees you, says, I think this person is responsible. You see? Otherwise, we have a lot of attachment to you. The country needs you now. And some of us are proud to be here with you today after the last 20 years. We are proud of you. I have to be very honest. You have tried to save something. I had some millions, I think, somewhere. Continue doing that. We have our main circle of the police. I know the Madam Adija will talk about it. Let's not forget that one also. That money is good for us all. But for you, I've gone ahead to save us an intake, which is very good for us, for you. Then automatically mind about your job now. As a professional police officer, when you have served for 20 years, you must have settled now. Even when you are working, you must be very, very confident. Because after serving for 20 years, what else now? You cannot even retreat back where you came from. The only way is to go ahead and finish it and retire a gentleman. We are proud of Mr. Irungu when he's here. He has retired happily. That's why you made even a party for him. What about you now? Are we going to make parties for you? Check yourself there also. Prepare for that journey. As your former CI, I knew you by that time. I knew all of you by name. But 20 years, the names are starting to run away. When I was seated, I was telling Madam Director that the leadership is only going to one side, to men only. Even those who were crossing from here are men. Those who were standing here were men. You know, there are certain things we have learned in this country here, where men are always dominant. Things may not go very well. We need these ladies here. So you check yourself in your elections there. You could put some point somewhere to get up either 2 ladies out of 5. Or when the chairperson is a lady, a man becomes a vice, or the other way around. The secretary could be. Don't put men only. I normally don't trust all the men. 100%. No. At least some ladies. Ladies are proved to be very good in financial management. In Okutereka Center, the ladies are very good at keeping money than us men. For us men, it is very easy to say, you bring that bundle first. We shall replace. Then again, next week, then the other week, then the other week. At the end of the day, the bank is what? Is empty. So, but otherwise, my being here with you, I'm proud of you. I purposely left whatever I was supposed to do because of you people. I want to thank you very much. Thank you. You are leading by example. At least what you have done, others can learn from you. Other intakes may copy something from you. But you are also free to check on others at your own time. Say that you bring something new and add here. I want to thank you all. And we look forward to seeing you progressing in your investment, in your association, and in the next meeting. May God bless you all.
One, two, three, call away. The patron of 15th intake, retired Commissioner Irungu Alfred, who also happens to be one of the people I look up to. I've always joked with him that when I grow up, I want to be like you. the DPC, Kira Division, distinguished members of 15th intake, the 4th estate, our press people, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. As introduced, my name is AIGP Dr. Hadija Namtebi, the Director, Welfare, Production and Sports in Uganda Police Force. And very happy, honored and glad and privileged to be the chief guest on this 20th anniversary. First of all, I want to congratulate you. 20 years is no mean achievement. As Mr. Irung gave the journey where you started from, you follow us second, because I belong to the 13th intake, which was enlisted on the 28th of February 2002. So this February we are making 23 years in service. Then 14th intake, and there comes 15th intake. So those were marathon intakes, 13th, 14th, and 15th. But ours were few, were about 500. Then I think 14th was a little bit bigger, and yours. But serving for 20 years in this organization, I congratulate you. I want also to thank Mr. Irungu and your team for shaping these people. I'm a trainer. I've been in training. I know what it takes to make or to manufacture police officer. One of my products is Kuzara. So I know what it means. When somebody is giving stories about training, I relate very well. When we were training, they used to threaten us that police has land somewhere. So me and Chigozi, we belong now to 2 intakes. He's in 15th, I'm in 13th, and cadet 2007. So, Mr. Irungu and your team, you must have enjoyed your commandant, because you cannot be around Mr. Irungu and you get bored. I'm just imagining how he could tell you to pair up. When during my time, those people even gave me a name that they call me Scaste. Because I used to be on girls. These boys don't love you genuinely. They love you because of Scaste. There can never be genuine love. That was anyway, it was to threaten people because it can divert. But I'm just imagining how Mr. Irungu would say, the commandant telling trainees, pair up. But even where, I think he used that approach because knowingly that whether he gives you permission or advises you or not, somehow people will pair up. And indeed they did. Even where I was also strict, I have couples in those intakes. So I worked with Indegemu. I think she bear me witness how we were strict on girls. You know, controlling girls, it is a challenge. Training sexually active people in the same environment and putting controls for people not to relate. It is one of the most difficult jobs. But you put measures in place, you monitor, obuyitamu ne bukola ki? Obuyitamu obulala buyitamu for the good, abalala bakabira ku gate as they leave. So I want to thank you deeply with Mr. Tanui. I know CI can be the most hated person for organizing difficult programs. You can imagine how he was planning for you for 2 weeks to introduce you to the camp while you are gaining weight, and for him, he knows in one day that weight will go. So I want to thank you with your team. And indeed, from that team, when I was in Cavalier as now an administrator after cadet, I worked with them. I saw Alinda here, was one of those trainers you could rely on. When in the game would be there, I would say, yes, I have strong trainers, you know? So you shaped them, and they really came out as good police officers who are now very reliable in the field as you get the feedback. I want also to thank you for having chosen to join Uganda Police Force. You know, just taking a decision to join forces is good enough, because we are serving humanity, we are serving Ugandans through the police. For the 23 years I have worked in police, I know police officers are one of the most difficult people to manage. And no wonder the number is still small. There are those who never believe in this. Police officers have trust issues. Everybody, they know that they know. They don't want to be led. They will always criticize. They only see negativity. Even as you do that, they want to see it failing. But at least you are brave enough to come up and you say, let us start it. While I was in CPC, I was a very good advocate of these cohorts. This is how they help us. You know, for 20 years, you have lost touch of so many things. You are never in your village. Even where you stay, you are never there. Even as you train as a cohort, at pass out, you are distributed. So the only thing that can keep you as a cohort are these reunions. So when you go to a different directorate, a different unit, a different part of the country, the only thing that keeps you as a group is your intake. You can unite at a directorate level. Before you know it, you have been transferred to another. So at least a cohort keeps you together. You keep on monitoring the progress, and you can easily follow up on one another. So thank you very much for at least starting it, and you please don't give up. I want to congratulate the leadership, the outgoing and the incoming. And please, don't be bogged down by the negativity. Don't. So do what you are supposed to do. But I only urge you to be transparent. You know what happens amongst us? You know, even when we are working, a police officer holds a file like this, my file. Even a person who complained, they don't want to tell him or her what is on the file. I'm the one who complained. But after complaint, a police officer, my file. You'll not tell me how to do my job. So please be as open as possible to remove the doubts. This reunion or this grouping can help us to improve on our own welfare. Police management is putting up so much to improve on our welfare. But it's not enough. It is not enough. Police is burdened with a lot of medical bills. You can see over we are in papers for areas on utilities, accommodation, so much. And the Inspector General of Police and they are now working on the issue of accommodation. As we talk now, I think about 1,400 housing units are yet to begin very soon. But is that enough? It is not. So we are yet to construct our own hospital. But the budget has not yet allowed. The plans have been approved and so on and so forth. Recently, our salaries were enhanced. Is it enough? Salary will never ever be enough. In fact, when salary was enhanced, people became more annoyed than it was enhanced. You see? So how do we come in to mitigate that with our meager salary? How do we mitigate? When we come up as a group, we consolidate whatever we have, we make strategic plans like the theme of today, and we do something that can improve on our well-being. So we have the Exodus Circle, the directorate which I head. We have the Department of Production, supposed to work on projects to make police officers participate in income-generating activities. So we are reorganizing it since I came in. We are reorganizing it. We have a hatchery machine in Masindi. We are supposed to deal in hatchery so that people can access cheaper chicks. We are doing so many projects which we are working on. Then we have the Department of Duty-Free and Supermarkets. Currently, we are dealing in building materials. Cheaper, government gave us money, we buy those products, we remove taxes, and we sell to police officers. That when police has not yet given you, for those who qualify for houses, a decent house, at least you can access cheap building materials and you put up a house for your family, a decent house. And I think it can relieve you of the pressure, you can raise your family decently, and you can stabilize at your job. Then we have the Exodus Circle. It has had a number of issues, but the biggest issue are the members. Police officers don't want to save. Just them to hear that when the money goes to Exodus, Namtev is in charge. If they see me in this dress, I'm dressed up on their money. If they, So if somebody is saving 20,000, at the end of the month, they want to come and pick it. But now coming back to your investment club, please, the new leadership, you have a duty to attract more members and invest the money in things that can generate more revenue to the members to benefit. Individually, in Uganda, you have a lot of individualism. Even in our families, we have seen people with businesses, but the moment they die with their families. But we see, I think, whites and in other organized countries, that whatever they have started, it keeps on, and it keeps even improving. The moment you appreciate your weakness, you can work on it. But with the police officers, so much burdened with the finances, with the loans. Amongst you here, there are people who have loans. Mr. Irungu said that people go for rounds. So people are in rounds of debts. From Exodus, from the bank, from Platinum, from a money lender, from a colleague, from in-laws, and money for what? What do they borrow for? For rounds. At the end of it all, sincerely speaking, you are entangled in a vicious cycle of loans. Can we manage what we get? I've always told the officers, others borrow to pay school fees for in-laws, to pay hospital bills for in-laws. I've always advised, sometimes they don't want to hear this, that don't borrow to pay fees for your siblings. Borrow to invest. You widen your scope of income, and then you now begin to help. So when you borrow to pay school fees for your brother who is going for university, for you are senior 6, this is how we begin cursing our relatives. After graduating, they are going to make their own families. Then you tell them, you know, my child has not gone to school. He also has his own family. You are an extended what? Family. Can we first work on ourselves? We widen our scope of income and then we support. Because our social capital here in Africa is on our relatives' children. And when it does not come in handy, but we must first work on ourselves. So police officers have a lot of burdens, even those which they would have avoided. I saw a police officer who borrowed money to construct a house for the parents. For the parents, it is not bad to construct for, but one of the parents had retired from prisons. Sincerely, for all those years, what was the father doing? Rounds. So don't be like that to burden your children that they are going to construct for you what? A house. So we need to plan. And when he got this loan, he was deployed somewhere, he was getting some allowances. After like 6 months, the deployment ceased. You get it? So financial challenges. We also have family challenges. Why I usually tell Mr. Irungu that when I grow up, I want to be like him. Just imagine how somebody planned that and had his last born at 34. They say in principle in life, somebody should stop producing at 40. So that by the time you are 60, your last born is 20 years, almost completing university. And for him, had his at 34, he grew up with his children. Imagine, last born graduated 2018. You know, the way Mr. Irungu was planning to retire, we had a project we were working on together. But you know, he was not a bothered person that is going home. While others are worried, they are moving up and down, changing their age. That, you know, when I was joining, I lied. My real age is this. You know, you start embarrassing yourself. So police officers usually have challenges of family because we don't plan. You have children everywhere they deploy you. Now you have gone to sub-counties. So every sub-county you are going to have children. Echikoi everywhere. So really, this woman is pulling, this one is pulling, this one is pulling. When will you ever develop? Okay? And yet family is very, very important, very key. When we live here, all of us need to rest in a secure and stable family. But we must work for those families. So what do we need to do as individuals and as groups? We need to be intentional. We need to be deliberate to work towards our personal improvement. What I've seen also amongst police officers, they don't believe that they can be rich. There is a police officers assume that richness for those other people. Some people don't even wish to, they don't think they can buy a car, they don't think they can have a good house, they don't think they can, you know. So once you tie your minds, you can never work towards where you have set your mind. So in our simplicity in earning, we can do great things. We are not going to become so rich people that we own arcades and so much. But at least what can make us live decent and happy life. Okay? And we must be intentional and deliberate. It does not come by default. Work towards improving your family, like I've told you. Work towards creating people who are worth, so that they can always be there for you and you should always be there for people. Cooperation is very important, like you are cooperating. I have attended the reunion of 16th intake. They had something which was unique. For them, amongst themselves, they can even set a target this year. How many people would wish to own land in Imbarara or in Kamuli or anywhere? And they save towards that. They register them, they save towards that. They go and buy land and they distribute to those people. So we can as well, like Mr. Tanui told you, benchmark other intakes. The Butiaba cadet intake, they are also very good. 2007 intake, we have an investment club. We have around 120 million, but people are also not very easy, but we are hanging on. Then in 13th intake, there is also a circle. They are also hanging on. And then discipline. Officers' discipline. You know, when we come to social media, people think they have gotten freedom even to abuse bosses. So I have seen on different platforms where I am, and police officers disrespecting their own institution, thinking they have freedom. As police officers, we cannot behave like the other people. Let us maintain the calmness, the discipline. So, the legal, Anselm, was telling you that there is an intake after this sub-county policing model. Can you imagine? They went on their group and they were there. Police has done the worst and you might think it's stupid thing. This deployment of sub-county. The president is the one who guided and directed. So, actually, you know, what they uttered was very disrespectful. Very, very what? Disrespectful. So, let us remain not only on social media, but even on our jobs. 20 years now, we are big people, isn't it? We now value our job. If at this time you get a problem and they dismiss you sincerely, I think we have something to lose at this age, isn't it? So, for those of you who are still down there in ranks, at least lately, there is a transparent system that looks up to how long people have been in service, how long people have been on a rank, and very soon I know police will get out of the backlog. But we are also affected by, you remember between 2016 and 2021 we were not promoting, and police now got a backlog. So I can tell you intakes of 16th, from even 13th. But the most affected was 16th, 17th, 18th. Actually, majority of 17th, it's now, I think, 11 years. So, but at least the system is coming up to, even where I've seen now, when we receive recommendations, HR goes back now in the system to look for those who are not recommended, and yet they have no issues. That is now how far management has gone, at least to avoid. So please keep the discipline, keep on improving. Mr. Tanui has commented about the elections. It is even, I think, a national policy. I think through gender, that all positions, at least 30% should be women, a minimum. So on the other committee of 5, change something in your election. You can ring fence, or you can say like, and have some women. Like Mr. Tanui said, he does not trust. He's the one who said it. I'm also borrowing that word, but he does not trust men 100%. We trust men. They are very aggressive, but sometimes they need somebody to organize them, isn't it? Yes. So, thank you very much. We are proud of you. We are proud of the work you do. I think I've worked with so many of you, but you are our representatives wherever you are. Please keep the candle burning. Police is ours. This is our institution. We are part of it. Let's work towards its growth and its development. So thank you very much for inviting me as a chief guest. I received the invitation in my office. I beg that I stop here. We protect and serve for God and my country.
I want to thank Director, Fire and Rescue Services, who was our Chief Instructor. I want to thank you so much, sir, for honoring our invitation, even at a short notice. And I want to thank you so much for all the memories. You know, when we come here and we relive the memories, and your chief guests remembers what they told you, what they did. They even remember when they were planning for your what? What is that? What is that? No, the introduction to the camp. Thank you so much. We don't take that for granted. Madam Chief Guest, we promise you that in the 20 years of service that we've had, we have not been a bad intake in terms of discipline, and we promise to take it forward. We have heard your words. We shall keep the discipline, and we shall take your words seriously about investment, because we don't have so many years remaining. We just need to act at this time. We promise to make you proud and to follow your advice. We thank you so much for honoring us amidst all the challenges that you had, and you honored us and still came. Thank you so much, Madam. And I want to thank everyone who has attended our reunion. Thank you so much. Yeah, we meet again next year.
15, 10, 5, 1, and 0.
I have a message.
Congratulations once again, 15th intake at 20.
Congratulations. I have a message for you.
beringa ya mastanga. And your green flagger, what a fine banana. Oh, me gonna have you like a snacker. Stamina jori nyemenya nechitanda. Nefuru sesira bawe wachama. Koze kankuge na wonga na matalagaka.
Oh, ramba damba damba damba. Every time I touch you, baby, I keep coming back. Oh, ramba damba damba damba. Ula wa munguli chimbu chanjaga leno laka.
I see no red flags. Baby, all I see are good signs. I can tell you meant to be my plus one, my dear, my dear. I see no red flags. Baby, all I see are good signs. I can tell you meant to be my plus one, my dear.
Yo, Vinka, this is unusual. Banga boy.
Tuzivuga tuzitwalekeyo mu bazadde balabe ku muntu eyanfuukira ekirwadde omutima guba gukubanja buli kadde kinnawolovu ontambulira nga kinnawolovu kinnawolovu kyova olabanga ndi musanyufu kinnawolovu onvimbira nga kinnawolovu kinnawolovu kyova olabanga ndi musanyufu kinnawolovu onvimbira nga kinnawolovu kinnawolovu kyova olabanga ndi musanyufu oyagala kunaaba amazzi bakuwe oba toyagala bakuleke oyagala kudoola gosita kuwe oba tozagala bazireke okantera there's something about your body okantera I wanna be your body kinnawolovu ontambulira nga kinnawolovu kinnawolovu kyova olabanga ndi musanyufu kinnawolovu onvimbira nga kinnawolovu kinnawolovu
be happy, make no dance for the party. Make you happy, sing along. Everybody want them there for the party. Continental and them attack. Be happy, make no dance for the party. Make you happy, sing along.
Oh baby, murder, that's what you do to me. You murder me. Oh baby, murder, oh baby, murder, that's what you do to me. Baby, you murder me.
Learn to open the door, girl. You like me, make me know, oh girl. Make your feelings be show, cause now you dey my side. Your backside make me show, oh girl. You ain't it, pan the floor. Me no go ever leave you for road. Even in a dico, be a pro. A pretty girl, let me touch you again. Living it on and your body moving sane. And everything in my life is you, girl. Give you good time, so let you bring it back one time. Pretty girl, let me touch you again. Living it on and your body moving sane. And everything in my life is you, girl. That's why me tell you get murder.
Oh baby, murder, that's what you do to me.
Yeah,
you murder me. Oh baby, murder, oh baby, murder, that's what you do to me. Baby, you murder me.
Every time I wake up, now your face I when they see without makeup. Yeah, I beg make you no break up. Cause I know it's time to see you take off. Yeah, I like the way you move. I never see anything better than you. Yeah, you got me in the mood. Now your button they make me feel good. Yeah.